Yeah, so ultimately, patients are going to find the best results with in-office therapy done by an optometrist. This is what's been studied and proven in the literature. But that doesn't mean there aren't things we can't start at home to get you started. And so it's important before we start any home therapies or in-office therapies to really assess how we're feeling before we get started. If we can give ourselves a grade on a scale of 1 to 10, whether that being I'm totally headache-free, feeling on balance, feeling great, I'm a 1, or I might be up at a 7 or 8 where I've got a pretty bad headache starting out right now and I'm just feeling dizzy and not ready to go. It's important to assess that, because if we start doing our therapies, we start doing our exercises, if we have a jump in how we're feeling on that scale, then we need to be really aware when it's appropriate to take a break or when we need to just discontinue and wait until tomorrow to try again. So with these self-directed at-home therapy programs that we can get started with, it's important to, remember repetition is key. Short sessions of 10 to 15 minutes repeated once or twice a day can really have an impact. And so we don't want to be doing this for too long of a period. We don't want to stress the system too much. It's important to take breaks and give yourself that grace and just space it out as needed. Of course, everyone is going to be different with how they respond to these therapies. Something very simple can set someone's symptoms off, so it's important to be really aware of that. So if we know that the convergence system is affected, there's a couple of ways that we can work on this. The main way that can be worked on at home pretty easily is by doing something called push-ups. So we find ourselves a target, whether that be a stick with a sticker on it, a letter on it, something that we can focus on. We want to practice looking at this target, focusing on it, and very slowly but surely bringing this target closer to us and feeling our eyes converge and crossing. What patients will notice is that this target will split into two when we've gone too far and we can't cross any further. We're gradually and slowly working on getting that target closer without experiencing that double vision and that split of the eyes. So one of the ways that we can work on your focusing system and the flexibility and strength of your focusing system is by really practicing to look at a target far away and up close. So what we have printed here is what's called a heart chart, H-A-R-T. This is something you can find online, you can print out. We want it printed in a large size and then also in a small size. This one is going to go up on the wall about 10 feet away. The small one you're going to hold on to and look at up close. We're really going to work on going back and forth from our small card to our further away chart here and just feeling what the eyes are doing when we're going back and forth and getting refocused at each distance. The heart chart exercise is really working on strengthening the focusing system and helping the system be more accurate when we're switching from distance to close focus. This can be done one eye at a time, or it can be done with both eyes together. Oftentimes with more significant concussions or traumatic brain injuries, even just fixating the eyes on a target is very difficult. By fixating on a target, I mean keeping your eyes steady and focused on one thing at a time. This can be really difficult for patients, and so there is an exercise that can be done called dotting O's, where we print out a page with many O's on the page, and we are working one eye at a time, using a marker and putting a dot inside each O. It helps with the accuracy of focusing on one point, and it helps as well with the coordination and the muscle movement going from communicating from your eyes all the way down to your hand. For working on the peripheral soft focus, we are going to have a chart with letters on it. We're going to focus on the center letter, and all we're doing is trying to soften our focus and observe the outside of the page. oftentimes after concussion, traumatic brain injury, we can really feel like we have tunnel vision, or we're so focused in the center with that strong, hard focus. We need to soften that back out and become more aware of the peripheral vision, again, to prevent further concussions and to function more easily in our space.